Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's video is on the Junior School Certificate Examination / Basic Education Certificate Examination, English Past Questions and Answers. We shall be looking at objective test questions. This is in response to the request from some of you highly esteemed subscribers and viewers on this channel. Some of you have requested us to begin to create videos on what we call Junior WAEC English lessons here in Nigeria. Junior WAEC is about those in Jsce 3 who are taking their final external exam that will take them from the junior school to the senior school. Of course, we are quite delighted whenever our viewers come up with any request. And even if it takes some little time, yet we are mindful of that. So this video is in response to the specific request by some of you that we should begin to create video lessons that will help those in the junior secondary school. And we are delighted to do that. Having said that, if you are new to this channel and you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified instantly. On this channel, we create videos on English language topics every week. Of course, very frequently we upload videos. We also upload videos on content creation, on content marketing, on different topics, on online business. We share ideas that will help you to create multiple streams of income doing business online. So if you are interested in videos like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Now, let's dive into the lesson right away. Now, objective questions at a glance. You know, the junior school certificate examination or the basic certificate examination, is basically, made up of objective questions, and then you have the theory part, and then you have the literature aspect as well. But today we are focusing on the objective questions, and I want to give you the big picture of, the various aspects of the objective questions. So here you have, all right, here you have the first one, comprehension questions. You have summary questions. You have questions on vocabulary development, have questions on antonyms, questions on synonyms, questions on collocation, questions on sentence interpretation, questions on phonetic symbols, questions on rhymes, and then questions on literary terms. Of course, we are looking at 2021 past question. All right, the latest, the most recent questions. We want to look at it. We want to look at those questions in the most recent exam, and we will use that to illustrate, to show you how to answer questions in the junior school certificate examination. Now, having said that, let's now go and look at the 2021 questions. All right. Well, let me bring this down. Lagos State Basic Education Certificate Examination 2021 English Studies Objective Test. All right. And so here you have it. And so let's now start with the comprehension. You are asked to read the questions carefully and answer the questions that follow. All right. Now, as I have always explained in reading comprehension, to simplify it, you can just go through the questions. All right. And look at question number 1. What disturbed the quietness of Ilufela? All right. Then the second question, the name of the village is. Question number 3, how many items did Kola bring for his in-laws? Question number 4, why was the bride's mother absent? She was absent because, of course, this question you can see is a typo here because the bride's mother was really present. The question is, why was the groom's mother absent? So that is actually the appropriate question. Number 5, how many biological parents of Kola were at the wedding? Now, this gives us an idea. Even before reading the passage, we already know that this is about a marriage ceremony or a wedding, if you like. And then questions are about, you know, the bride and the bridegroom's relations and all that. Now, let's read the passage now that we have gone through the questions. Okay. The instruction is read the questions carefully and answer. Read the passage. This actually is the passage. All right. So read the passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. That is exactly the right thing. Now, the quietness of Ilufela was disturbed when Kola, with some relatives and friends, came to seek for the hand of Ninola in marriage. Not all the people of Ilufela knew what was going on, as the celebration was a low-key one. Kola brought all his proposed in-law requested from him. Kola, in his bid to show that he was one of the great farmers in his town, brought big tubers of yam. Each of the tubers would require 20 hefty men to carry. This marveled his in-laws and some guests who were meeting Kola for the first time. The bride's father blessed the couple. The bride's mother was dressed in the same blue lace attire with her husband. Okay, the bride's mother, there should be a comma here, all right, who was dressed in the same blue lace attire with her husband, then another comma, rose and did the same. Tears started rolling down her cheeks before she finished blessing them. That was an emotional period there. The master of the ceremony asked them to proceed to the tent of the groom's family, where a slim, tall man rose to offer his blessing. He was Kola's uncle. He stood in for Kola's late father. Kola's mother, too, was so old that she could not be present at the occasion. She was represented by her young sister, who was also fairly old. She poured avalanche of blessings on the husband and wife to be. So we can see the clear picture of, you know, what the passage is about. Now we can proceed to answer questions. At this junior school certificate level, the questions are simple, and most of the questions are factual questions. If you check other videos we uploaded on how to answer comprehension questions in the senior school certificate examination, you will also find that there are different types of comprehension questions, but those other various types of comprehension questions relate or are more relevant to the senior level. However, when we go through the questions, then we will also analyze the various types of comprehension questions that we find at this level. So let's go now straight to the questions and attempt to solve them. Now, the first one is, what disturbed the quietness of Ilufela? Now, let's go through the options, then I will tell you exactly what you must do. Option A, the blessing of sheep and goats. You see, with the elimination method, we eliminate this because there was no mention of sheep and goats in the passage at all. So we eliminate it immediately. B, the singing birds. Again, no mention of singing birds in the passage, so we eliminate it. So now, one method I have already mentioned here is the elimination method. Eliminate options that are not related to the passage at all. All right, you must eliminate them because the options are included to divert your attention. So you must eliminate them. Excuse me. Now, option C, the sound made by the host and the guests. Now, of course, the hosts are the people who are organizing the occasion, the ceremony, and the guests are people who arrived from their various places, all right? So, of course, it is the sound made by the host and the guests that, of course, disturb the quietness of Ilufela. Now, option D, the running up and down of children. Again, we eliminate this because it was not mentioned in the passage. Now, one thing I must say at this point is that you must ensure that you have evidence for your answer. Now, you can see, to find evidence, you need the context clue. Well, again, let me take you back to the question and show you what I mean by the context clue. Now, the context clue is the keywords here: disturbed, the quietness of Ilufela. Now, these are the keywords that we will be looking for in the passage. These keywords in the question will be used as context clue. What we mean by context clue is something that will show us that we are getting closer to where the question, the answer to the question in the passage is located, all right? So these keywords will serve as context clue and will help us to locate the answer in the passage. Disturbed the quietness of Ilufela. So armed with the keywords, let's now go to the passage so that when we find these keywords, then we analyze the information we have here. And you can see, you know, we have it even in the very first sentence here. The quietness of Ilufela was disturbed. All right, you see, these are the keywords, and this provides us the context clue. So this is where the answer is located. So once you capture the context clue, then you get back to the passage, and when you find those keywords, then you look up the information that will provide the exact answer to the question. Now let's look for the answer Now, the quietness of Ilufela was disturbed by what? When Kola with some relatives and friends came to seek for the hand of Ninola in marriage. Not all the people of Ilufela knew what was going on, as the celebration was a low-key one. Kola brought all his proposed in-law requested from him. All right, so we can see that this is a ceremony, this is an event, and where you have an event, you have the host and you have the guest. So this is a combination of a factual question and also an inferential question. We need some background knowledge, because here the background knowledge has to do with who is a host and who is a guest, and who are these people when you have an occasion. The hosts are the people who are part of the family or the place where the event is organized. They are the people they are the organizers. They are the people who welcome the guests. The guests are strangers, people who are coming from outside. Kola and his people are the guests, and then Ninola's parents and their relatives and friends are the hosts, okay? So this actually has given us the answer to the question, and so we can beat our chest that the right option is C, okay? The sound made by the hosts and the guests. Now, question number 2. The name of the village is, already we already know that the name of the village is Ilufela. We have seen it there. And if we get back to the passage, we find it. So always look for evidence. The quietness of Ilufela, so you can see that this is the name of the village. The quietness of Ilufela, that's the name of the village. Now, one thing I must mention is that, you know, answering comprehension question has to do with evidence. It is evidence-based. It is what? Evidence-based. That means you have to find the evidence in the passage. You don't have to bring any strange ideas in your head from anywhere. Your answers are within the passage. And even when the answers are not explicitly stated, they are implied. And so you look for the answer in the passage. So answering a comprehension question requires evidence from the passage. Don't just assume, look for the evidence in the passage. So we have seen Ilufela, that's the evidence that our answer is correct. Okay, so we now go back to the question, and now we can beat our chest that option A is the answer, Ilufela. Ibadan was not mentioned. Ilugaran was not mentioned. Kola is not the name of a village, is the bridegroom. All right. Now, question number 3. How many items did Kola? Well, let's restore order here. Okay. So, how many items did Kola bring for his in-laws? A, yam only. B, cassava only. C, yam and cassava. D, many items. Of course, many items is the answer. How do we know? You know, let's go back to the passage again, and I will show you that this is evidence-based. Even though many items were not mentioned specifically in the passage, yet we can infer, we can decipher, we can figure out the information from the available information already in the passage. So let's get back and see the information about what Kola brought to the to his in-laws' house. Now, again, let me show you how to use the context clue. How many items did Kola bring for his in-laws. So caller bringing, you know, what caller brought for his in-laws. That these are the keywords. Caller bringing, you know, items or things for his in-law. Those are the context clue. They are the keywords you have to look for in the passage. So let's now go back to the passage. And when we look at what caller, anywhere we find something that caller brought something, we'll be looking for the information. And we can see that in line 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So you can see it here. Caller brought all his proposed in-law requested from him. All here means there are more than one items. All. He brought all, which means the in-law requested many things, and caller brought all. The mention made of tubers of yam was just to draw attention to the big size of the tubers, all right? But yam was not the only item that caller brought, only that, you know, yam became a very extraordinary item among others that caller brought, all right? So we can now go back to the question and we can beat our chest, you know, that the option we have picked is correct. It is many items. Now we can eliminate all this one because now we know it's not yam only. Cassava was not even mentioned, and it cannot be yam and cassava because cassava is out of it. So many items is the correct answer. So with this, you will understand how to answer questions like this. Now let's go ahead and solve question 4. Why was the bride's mother absent? Now I told you this is a typo. We know from the passage that the bride's mother was present. Both the father and the mother, they were all there. All right, so let me type instead of, all right? Well, let me type it here. Okay. Why was the groom's mother absent? She was absent because, all right, now let's look at the options. A, she couldn't cook food. We eliminate this because we didn't find anything like, you know, she didn't come because she couldn't cook food. Such information is not in the passage, so we just eliminate it. She would miss the absence of her daughter. No, we cancel it. Now, she hated the family of the husband. This is ridiculous, so we eliminate it. She was old, obviously. That's the answer. But we shouldn't just assume. Again, I told you that answering comprehension questions requires getting the evidence from the passage. It is evidence-based. So let's now go. And what are we looking for? The clue that we are looking for is the groom's mother. Why was the groom's mother absent? So we are looking at the groom's mother's absence. She was absent because she couldn't attend the marriage, because these are the key words. All right, so always look for the key words in the question and then use those keywords as context clues as you scan the passage for answers. Okay, so here we can see that both the bride's father and the bride's mother were present here, all right? But then let's look at the groom. From here, okay, the master of the ceremony asked them to proceed to the tent of the groom's uncle. That is the bride and the bridegroom. After they had been blessed by the parents, they were asked to go now to sit with their people. All right. Now, let's now look at information about how Colas people attended the occasion. Now, we see here that, okay, where a slim, tall man rose to offer his blessing. All right, he was Colas' uncle. Why? He stood in for Colas' late father. Here we learn that Colas' father couldn't attend because already he was dead. Now, Colas' mother too was so old that she could not be present at the occasion. So it is the groom's mother that was absent, not the bride's mother. All right, the bride's mother attended and in fact wore the same blue lace that the husband wore, and she also blessed the couple as the husband did. So we are looking at the groom's mother who was absent, and the reason is clear, because she was so old that she could not be present. So you can see at the occasion. So we can beat our chest because we have seen the evidence. So I want you to understand how to look for the evidence, and that is exactly what you should always do when you are giving a comprehension passage. You go through the questions, then you go through the passage, and as you begin to solve the questions, you always shuttle between the question and the passage, and you always look for the keywords in a particular question. Use those keywords as context clues, all right, to look for the evidence in the passage. So what do we find here? Option B is correct. The groom's mother couldn't attend because she was absent because she was old. All right, so question number 5, how many biological parents of Kola were at the wedding? Of course, we have gone through, we saw that the father didn't attend, the mother didn't attend. So, you know, the answer is none of the parents, all right? The mother wasn't there, so we eliminate this. The father wasn't there, so we eliminate this. Both parents were not there, so we eliminate this. The answer is A, none of the parents, you know, was at the wedding. So this is how to answer the comprehension questions, which incidentally are objective questions as well in the Junior School Certificate Examination or Basic Education Certificate Examination. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video.